Good evening. My name is Jermaine Diggs, and this is assignment 6C from CHP 6120. And this assignment will be talking about separation of church and state and the significance and impact on chaplaincy. Here's an introduction to our theme. This slide provides a concept of the separation of religion and state, the two religion clauses in the First Amendment that establish a platform and ensures religious freedom and governmental indifference. The wall of separation that was proposed by Jefferson is still in effect, and his protections have been transferred to the state and local governments by the Supreme Court. The advancing jurisprudence of the court is an indication of a continuous struggle to reconcile these conflicting values of the Constitution. Knowledge of this foundation is key to understanding the special place of the chaplaincy in military. Major takeaways. This slide addresses the key conclusions about military chaplaincy and constitutional balancing. The chaplaincy introduces a fascinating constitutional contradiction in which religious services funded by the government could seem to be going against the Establishment Clause. Courts have acknowledged that the chaplaincy is constitutional since the service members have the freedom of worship and concerns are minimal. This was defined by the case Katka versus Marshall, which was tried in the Second Circuit. Chaplains are not individuals who can further their own religious beliefs and are accommodated by the government. This creates important limitations on chaplains' expressive activities. Another major takeaway. Also in this presentation, it's a continuation of the key points as it is discussed how separation guards the freedom of religion and provides pertinent boundaries. The Establishment Clause also does not allow the government to affect the religious alignment to be a standard in the heart of the armed forces. Top management should not take steps that could raise the perception that he or she is promoting a certain religion. The national security threats are evidenced by recent scandals. The Religious Freedoms Restoration Act offers a protective approach, and courts leave military authorities to their own devices. There are specific military laws that give parameters of what should be considered. Now, resulting potential action. In this last slide, concerns of the possible remedial actions to reinforce chaplaincy in compliance with the Constitution. Leadership in the military should have adequately educated adequately educated all the service members about constitutional limits. There should be explicit accountability processes in case of violations of the protections of the Establishment Clause. The chaplaincy has to be neutral in every possible way, fulfilling the various religious requirements. Laws such as the Military Chaplains Act are aimed at providing legal protections to the chaplain, constant monitoring, and the reviewing of the policy, which will help the military uphold religious freedom but keep unit cohesion and national security. I'd like to thank you for listening to a little bit about the subject matter, and I would just like to cite some references. The first is from the Legal Information Institute in 2022 by the abandonment of the Lemon Test, Cornell Law School. Ryman H.M. and Alcorn J.M., October 17, 2023. Establishment Clause, Separation of Church and State, Free Speech Center at Middle Tennessee State. And our last reference comes from Shellett N. and Jones, 3rd, J.E., 2026, April 14th. Why Pete Hegseth, Pentagon Prayer Services challenge traditional notions of separation of church and state might be blessed by Robert's Supreme and Conversation. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope you have enjoyed it. Have a great day.